the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are. Cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities. This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and TV. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today.
Like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust, real bank.
Who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome to Veteran Sports Complex as we get you set for another evening of high school soccer, which features tonight the Vermillion Tanagers taking on the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Good evening, I'm Heath Nimke, along with producer Cole Larsch. great matchup we saw these two teams play earlier this month to a 2-0 victory belonging to the Sioux Chargers. It's all but locked up to making it into the postseason. But for the Vermillion Tanagers, right now it is a 4-team race to kind of grab the final about 3-4 spots when it comes to the playoff seeding. In fact, 4, 5, 6, 7 is all up in the air right now. 3 teams will make the postseason, and 1 will get left out. For Vermillion, they need to find some wins as of late, and they have done that. And they also have a very important game coming up on Thursday evening when they play here at home, taking on Dakota Valley, who they beat just last week. But of course, have to worry about the Chargers in front of them right now. And for Sioux Falls Christian, we just talked about it, a team that already looks like they have locked up the postseason spot, but a Sioux Falls or Gorman. But it is the end of the season, which is upon us in less than 2 weeks' time. We are talking about the postseason as in boys and in girls. 6 teams make it on. The first 2 teams get a first-round bye, whereas 3 for 6 play it out, make it into the semifinals, and from there trying to make it to South Dakota, where they'll play the championship games. We'll get to our starting lineups here in just a moment. It is also senior night for the Vermillion girls, who are in their all-red uniforms with numbers and letters that are in white. Sioux Falls Christian Chargers in their all-white uniforms with blue pants and numbers and letters that are in blue. Opening kick is underway. It's a quick turnover in possession. Brady up to the middle as they try to work it now to the near side. Vermillion does. Again, great to have you along here on this Tuesday evening as we're back once again on Live Ticket TV. It was a busy last week. We'll have that soccer game for you. And then right after the soccer game, producer Cole Larsh and I will quickly pack everything up, make the quick sprint inside, and we'll have volleyball for you, as the volleyball team will be home taking on AA Yankton Bucks. Now, of course, that's supposed to start at 7 o'clock, but when it comes to volleyball with JV games in front of it, you never know exactly when that varsity game will start. But we will have it all on Live Ticket TV, and then on Friday night, we'll have you covered for Vermillion football as they take on the Chamberlain Cubs right here on Live Ticket TV. Now the Tanagers, speaking of the football team, went through some big injuries this past Friday night, but as of right now have got themselves back into postseason conversation, as right now they are the 8th seed. Of course, when it comes to single A football, the top 8 teams all make it in. I guess when it comes to all conferences, until you get down to the 11B and below, 16 teams make it on. A, AA, and AAA all have 8 teams that make it on. Beautiful night as well here at Raleigh French Field. It's a little bit the football lines continue to get covered up more and more. The definition of the red soccer lines gives way. Brady tries to find some space in the middle, and she was knocked down. So it's going to be a free kick straight on, about 25 yards away or so for the senior Brady, as again she was trying to force her way in, got tangled up in the feeding. And a foul called there by the head official, who was right on top of it. Brady standing alone with the wall in front. She'll just boot it in. It is a good attempt at goal, but saved there by the goalkeeper for the Sioux Falls Christian Charger. Speaking of our starting lineups, Vermillion tonight on senior night has gone in this order with number 4, Carly Johnson, the senior midfielder. Number 5, Taylor Roofers, the 7th grade midfielder. Number 9, Taylor Doan, the senior midfielder. Number 10, Marissa Warren, the freshman forward. Number 11, Sydney Christensen, the senior defender. Number 13, Grace Chauncey, the junior midfielder. Number 18, Lauren Mockler, the senior defender. Number 19, Brianna Bingen, the senior defender. Number 20, Maddie Yerke, the freshman defender. Number 25, Janaea Cleveland, the junior midfielder. And finally, in goal, wearing pink tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers, is number 31, Chandler Cleveland. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I got that on my sheet wrong there. Megan Brady starting, not Roofers. Don't know how I missed here in just a moment. While the ball continues to be played kind of close to the halfway point, let's take a look at the Chargers for tonight. They'll bring out Number 2, Abby Biker, the sophomore defender. Number 3, Mariah Harrison, the senior defender. Number 5, Megan Akers, the sophomore midfielder. Number 7, Haley Jasper, the sophomore forward. Number 8, Brianna Moss, the senior midfielder. Number 9, Brianna is Bikey, the senior defender. Number 10, Ava Schock, the junior midfielder. Number 11, Delana Olson, the junior defender. Number 18, Alexandra McCulley, the senior forward. Number 22, Nessa Neigelberger, the sophomore forward. And finally, Ashley Van Driesen, the junior goalkeeper tonight for the Chargers. Again, play 80 minutes here at Raleigh French Field. So again, the Vermillion Tanagers are trying to fight for their playoff lives in Class 11A. Have that big game coming up on Thursday evening against Dakota Valley, which is at 5 o'clock. Had my times mixed up again. This one getting kicked off just past 5:15 here this evening. Of course, games do get moved up as we move along for the season because of no lights here at Raleigh French Field, so have to play in the daylight. Both teams, besides Megan Brady's free kick that was shot on goal, neither team has really had a good look so far. It's a deep through ball. Brady trying to get her feet on top of it. I believe that was Janaea Cleveland who took the shot. No, I'm sorry. That was Doan who took the shot for the Vermillion Tanagers. Off the crossbar, Vermillion has another early opportunity here in this first half. Again, these two teams met up earlier this season, earlier this month, in fact, to Sioux Falls Christian Chargers winning it 2-0 in Sioux Falls. Just past a few minutes old here in the first half. And now, a quick giveaway, as on top of it is Warren for Vermillion. Another cross in. Nobody up there in support for the Tanagers. And in the end, gobbled up by Ashley, the goalkeeper for the Chargers. This time a big boot away. Cleveland's there in the middle. Possession given away for just a moment. Chargers back on top. Here comes Vermillion. Near sideline this time with it is Johnson. Johnson trying to find some space right in front of the Charger bench. Deep throw in. They try to work it down to Marissa Warren, the freshman forward. Forward position for this evening, can also play defender for the Vermillion Tanagers. Knockoff of Warren goes out of bounds. Still staying though in that Dakota. A few weeks ago, we were talking about hot conditions, temperatures just above 90 degrees. Then from there, we saw temperatures back in the mid-60s, cloudy, rainy it seemed like at points. In fact, did have rain here, but now just a picture-perfect day for soccer in the state of South Dakota, especially here in Vermillion. This is the prime conditions that you would love to play in as an athlete. Not too hot, but a little bit of a wind out there providing relief as well. A throw-in, as Brady gets a piece of it, just goes over her head on the kick, but right to Ashley, the goalkeeper, who gets another clearance, but right to Vermillion Tanagers, and Vermillion continues this press, as Sioux Falls Christian has not really been able to set up much of their offense yet this evening. Do have our trivia question of the evening, and we're going to bring in Cole Larsh here in just a moment, our producer, and see what he thinks. As a shot, really the first attempt of the night for Sioux Falls Christian, gobbled up nicely by Chandler Cleveland. I believe there on that far side was Ava Schock, the junior midfielder, who threw in the attempt there for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. I want to make sure I pull up all my correct information, and then we'll get Cole in on it and see what he has to say, because there is my opinion of it, but I know my opinion isn't necessarily always right. Oh, wow. Let me turn on your microphone. Oh,
It's probably wrong.
cool. Now, you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, right?
Not exactly.
You're not a Minnesota Vikings fan? I thought you were a Vikings fan.
No, Chad Greenway is from my hometown, so we used to cheer for the Vikings. Now that he's not on the Vikings, I just kind of watch the NFL to watch
You
it.
just watch the NFL to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, while we have a quick chance, let's get into my trivia question of the day. And I bring up the Vikings because the Vikings are playing the Saints. Does not count for America or for the rest of the world. But also on Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning, two of the biggest teams, one of the biggest rivalries in English soccer, Manchester United and Manchester City meet. So when it comes to the English folks, what do you think is a better attended and better watched event? The Manchester City, Manchester United game? Or do you think it will be American football with the Vikings and the Saints? And don't forget, Tottenham Stadium holds just over 100,000 people in it. Another attempt, it's bobbled there by Ashley. She almost let that get by her, but eventually gets the save. Vermillion keeps their press up.
Well, are you talking people in seats or
Seats and viewership within England.
within England?
Within England.
Oh,
Because the rest of the world and America do not count. Because I already know who would win that battle. Because if it comes to the rest of the world watching.
Oh, it's NFL by a mile. It's not
no
even
way.
close.
No way.
The NFL game would not even be close.
Right. But we're just talking the English chaps. What do you think they're more in tuned into?
Probably still the NFL, I think.
You think there's going to be...
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
There's a really big viewership and really big pull for it. I mean, that's why they're playing it over there, to expand it. And
Yep.
You put 100,000 people in the seats, and probably, I don't know, 75,000 of them are from England. I'm sure quite a few people will travel over to London and watch the game and get all the sights, but...
I think it'll be extremely interesting. I'm going to try to see if I can't find out more numbers, but I saw that come up on the map, and of course... For some, it's been some time, including for Manchester United, who has been off the past couple of weeks due to the Queen's death. They had their games postponed. And then also recently, a lot of the league teams have been on international break, or there's been no league soccer going on in Europe because of the international break that has currently been ongoing. And that has, I believe, going to wrap up tomorrow before players have to report back to team camps. Now, that also includes Team USA, who did not have a good showing against Japan the other morning. And then this afternoon did not find the back of the net as they tied against Saudi Arabia to a 0-0 game. So, we hope that has no indication of what we have coming up in a couple months' time for Team USA. Of course, the World Cup right around the corner.
They're just giving the competitors a little sense of false hope, if you will. USA by a mile.
I will say this much. It's always hard to gauge those games because you have a lot of guys that just got together quickly, and some of them that were on the roster still kind of playing for spots and finding out exactly where they were going to be at. So I don't think worse than injuring yourself, doing something horrific, and then you can't even play in the World Cup, and it was a friendly game that mattered for absolutely nothing. So
it's like the NFL preseason.
It really is. It really is.
You see that the NFL's changing their Pro Bowl game to flag football?
I saw that. An opportunity here for Sioux Falls Christian as they try to find a little bit of space. It takes a deflection inside the 18-yard box. Still trouble for the Vermillion Tanagers. And now a shot that's just going to spin all the way through, never coming off cleanly the foot of Haley Jasper. Better see some sick juke moves in that game. Yeah, I like that. 30 years ago?
No, probably 7 or 8.
I haven't tried in quite some time. Now, I missed the whole entire rules. Are they still getting paid bonuses on the team that wins and loses?
I have no idea. I know they're getting paid for being there, though. That's
Okay.
100% because why would they do it if they weren't getting paid?
Right.
But yeah, I haven't seen anything for bonuses, I guess. I just saw they changed it to flag football, and some people thought it'd be better because they might actually try, knowing that they can't get hit.
Right.
Rather than that little two-hand touch game they played last year.
Yep.
and then some people are saying it might be worse. I don't know. We'll see.
It's the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, right.
It's the Pro Bowl.
All it is for TV ratings anyway.
It really is. It's literally just to give us some football right before the Super Bowl. Otherwise, we'd have a down week. We wouldn't know what to do with our lives.
Exactly.
Still scoreless here in Vermillion between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. What other sports news you got for me? Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I gave you your question of the day.
That was the trivia question?
That was the trivia question. Me. Well, I will have a direct answer for you hopefully next week. How's that sound?
That works for me.
Okay. Quick substitution. As we'll see now, Taylor Roovers come into the game as Carly Johnson will check out. Or excuse me, Taylor Roovers will come out. Carly Johnson will check in. Vermillion with a high attempt that is going to be dropped for a moment by Ashley Van Driesen. The junior goalkeeper has certainly been giving the Chargers nervous moments at times. But so far, Sioux Falls Christian has had a couple quick opportunities, but nothing really so far. Just take a look at those playoff standings here in just a moment and see how close it is to what we're seeing in Class 11A on the girls' side. We'll see another substitution maybe here in just a moment. Taylor never went and sat down. She's still with Coach Shannon here on the near sideline. Chargers, though, have it on the back line, trying to find something through the middle. But Vermillion has really closed down space, attacking and defending well together this evening. Here come the Chargers once again, trying to use the far side, but the space is cut off by Cleveland. Instead of getting herself into any more trouble, just kicks it out. And this will be a throw-in for the Chargers. The Chargers will start to throw a few more girls up in attack as well. Nothing working as the ball comes now back out. Warren trying to give pressure to it and comes away with the Tanagers, and now she's working in space. The near sideline she goes, but it's quickly cut off for her. Good idea there for the freshman Warren, but she's got to know when she starts bringing it closer to the sideline, eventually have to work it back into the center. Chargers with it. The back of Jada, the defender for the Chargers, and out of bounds. Vermillion has it once again. Well, we talk about what we have so far here in Class 11A. Talking about the Vermillion Tanagers are just right now kind of in that spot where a lot of things can go right for them, a lot of things can go wrong for them. Looking at the standings, again on the A side, Vermillion currently in the 4th spot. Now there is 9 teams in Class 11A. 6 make it into the postseason. And just like the old NFL system, 1 and 2 get a first round bye. 3 play 6, 4 and 5 play against each other. The higher seed will host the first game. But right now, West Central at 10 wins, a tie, no losses this season, is in first place. Second place is T Area at 9-2-1. Due to strength of schedule, Sioux Falls Christian, even though they're 9-2-1, are in 3rd spot. Their winning percentage, but because, again, seed points and strength of schedule, Vermillion at number 4. Dakota Valley, 5-6 overall, and 5th, and St. Thomas More at 5-6 overall. Groton Area right now is in 7th. Garrettson in 8th, and Belfouche all the way down there in that final position. So right now, Vermillion is scheduled to host Dakota Valley in the first round of the playoffs. But again, a lot still to be determined, as we still have another week of soccer that is remaining, and Vermillion still has their game against Dakota Valley that is coming up on Thursday, and that will be the final game. Find a through ball on the near side, not going to work. So for Vermillion, having a good opportunity at making the postseason, but that is the big question of just where at. And again, you look at more specifically this postseason and 4, 5, and 6, it's less than 0.55 that separates third from sixth. And even seventh, Groton area, is 0.13 behind St. Thomas More. So Groton area is still looking at a chance at making it into the postseason. So as we talked earlier on the broadcast, to open it up, it really comes down to 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3 teams will make the postseason, and 1 will get left out before there is that gap with Garrettson and Belfouche at the bottom of the table. And then there's just a wide gap for West Central, T area, in Sioux Falls Christian there at the top. Now, a lot of fans do like the way West Central has played so far this season. Again, 10-0-1 is their record. And the only thing you look at against West Central, haven't played a lot of AA teams in a 4-0 victory on AA. They do play against Sioux Falls or Gorman, as that game is currently underway, but of course no score update at the moment. Just past the halfway point here in the first half, it's scoreless between Vermillion and Sioux Falls Christian. Again, these two teams met earlier this season. And unlike we saw last week when we had the broadcast here for the boys' game of Sioux Falls Christian and Vermillion, when we talk about 92 degrees, we saw the Sioux Falls Christian boys team play a lot of non-common opponents, or I should say more specifically, they didn't double up on their schedule of playing teams twice. Only Vermillion was on their schedule twice, but not necessarily the same way for the girls. The girls do play a lot more teams in the Class A and not as many at the AA level. And for the Vermillion Tanagers, that is kind of the same story. They play a lot more just basic Class A teams and really play everybody twice and work through their schedule that way instead of playing up that AA competition. Of course, AA a little bit like single A, but a lot more eliminate them one after another that way. Substitutions incoming just a moment. As for the Vermillion Tanagers, they will have Taylor and also Grace Chauncey back into the game here in just a moment. So again, Vermillion tries to find something along the near sideline. Nothing working. Chargers cleared out. Trying to get the through ball and giving quick chase to it, but Vermillion back in defense, and now a shot coming in will go across goal. Now, Cole's reaction says that was extremely close. And from Cole, where we're sitting, it does look extremely close. I'll put it this way. Cleveland was never worried about it.
That looked very, very close from my angle. But like you said, ground level, it's going to look a lot different.
And as a goalkeeper, if you put yourself in the right spot, you should always know where that back post is. And if you feel like you're in that right spot, never have to worry about it. And I will say, it didn't look like Cleveland was too worried about it. But a good look there for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, especially with the quick through ball and the pace along that far side. Still scoreless between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Again, we hit quadruple zeros. Of course, no stoppage time in high school soccer. Still tied at this score, or maybe a couple goals. No extra time. It'll just end that way. Only time they play extra time, of course, when it comes to the postseason. Cole, how was classes today? Did you enjoy your walks around the University of South Dakota campus?
I will say, on today, the walk was probably the best part.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy my classes today, but it was a beautiful day outside. I didn't
Cole, you
sweat
have
a gallon
you have 2 classes today.
and a lab. So 3. And the combined length of them is 4.5 hours. Thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness. I should have never asked him how his classes were today.
But like I said, it's a beautiful day outside. I didn't sweat a gallon like I usually do on my walks, so that's good.
Warren has at the top of the 18-yard box. Vermillion goes back out with it as they try to find something in the middle. So you have lab with biology. What else are you learning about today?
Public relations principles and introduction to literature.
Another opportunity on that far side. And again, kind of a little bit of a cross, a little bit of a shot there from Ava Schock, but goes well over. Because again, her quick pace outruns everybody, but of course doesn't necessarily have the support up with her. Public relations.
Principles.
Oh, principles of public relations.
Yes.
Who's teaching that nowadays?
Dr. Lori Costello.
Okay. Can't say I ever had Dr. Lori when I spent my time at the University of South Dakota. Brady along the sideline, trying to use her own space, outmuscles a couple defenders, and then gets pushed over herself. Oh, a big shove there. Maybe Brady goes down a little bit softer inside the box looking for the penalty. Nothing called there. And we continue on.
Call that a hit stick.
Went down easily, won't call it. But you saw Brady just muscle through 2 different girls to find herself in space. And now she is with now the near officials even looking at calling a foul here. And it's kind of weird because of what he's calling, kind of a little bit of a throw elbow, throw the shoulder, what we just saw inside the penalty box. But Brady will have a chance once again, this one from about 22 yards out, where she's already had a look on goal with a free kick in the first 5 minutes. This one she kind of just lobs in there, not a whole lot of pace, and right at the goalkeeper, Ashley Van Driessen. The easy save keeps it scoreless on the night. 0-0 between the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and Vermillion Tanagers as we approach the half-hour mark of this first half.
Man, you're good at math.
Don't go that far.
It would have taken me about 10 seconds to calculate 40 minus 11.
Really?
Well, yeah, looking at it like this. Because remember the first time I got here, I put 90 minutes on the clock?
That is true, you did.
Right, exactly. That
is
shows
true.
you how much I know.
That is true, you did. You want to know how to be really good at, like, simple math when it comes to sports, Cole? Now,
How's that? Oh,
a through ball. This one, never a great look. She felt the pressure, the footsteps from behind by, that time, Brianna. But an opportunity for the 8th grader, Oakley Hadler, but again, just didn't take her time because she heard the footsteps of the defender, but should have just known that she's at the top of the 18-yard box. That's nothing but her space. And a missed opportunity once again for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Do football, like you know how I do football, I do my own stats and everything.
Yeah. I watch you complain about how many sheets you have every game.
Right. Which there's usually about 4 or 5 different sheets that I have to throw around. Now in the dome I can tape everything down so it's not as difficult. But do football in like the state of Nebraska or even at some 9-man locations here in the state of South Dakota where they do 80-yard fields. And it really starts to mess with your psyche when they get across the 40 and you have to do the simple math there. That will really throw you off, but will quickly teach you on how to just count the 5 yards at a time. It's simple math from there.
I believe it. I haven't seen an 80-yard field in a while, but I know there's still a couple of them out there in South Dakota.
Yep. Most of them, yeah, as you mentioned, are 100 yards. Now, my opportunity to call sports in the state of Nebraska has gotten me used to the little bit of the 80-yard feature from there. And that's also the good feature of when you score a touchdown, make sure you realize that the end zone's only 10 yards long, because if you go 2 extra yards, you're running into the baseball field, or more importantly, the fencing along the diamond of the outfield.
Yeah, it's usually what those 80-yard fields are anymore, is just the outfield of a baseball field.
Yep. And why not why not Nebraska? They got 2 different broadcast spots. There's another quick substitution, as checking back into the game will be Taylor Doan. But let's see, they have 2 different press boxes, one for baseball during the summer, and then the other one in the outfield for football during the fall.
That's exactly like Plankington's baseball field, and their scoreboard for the baseball field is even a football scoreboard, but they don't play football there anymore, so that press box isn't ever used unless it's used for a concession stand at like a tournament.
Okay.
Where they use all 3, usually Little League fields.
Sure.
All 3 of them, but
Vermillion still trying to find some space along the near sideline. Cut off once again by the Chargers. Again, Vermillion certainly has had the better opportunities here in this first half, but have not been able to put one into the back of the net yet. The shadows also start to loom a little bit larger here on Raleigh French Field, Veterans Sports Complex. Of course, the complex was busier a little bit about an hour and a half ago when they had practice going on for tennis, also football practice. A couple of injuries to report, of course, in this past Friday night, including one serious one. Unfortunately, the senior Ty Hertz, quarterback, is out not only for the rest of the football season, but basketball, and as we've all kind of talked about, maybe his best sport, track and pole vaulting, as he is out with a torn ACL. Pass back out to Cleveland as she'll easily clear away. So we wish the best to Ty Hertz and a speedy recovery there. Other injuries to report, well, you're just going to have to tune in on Friday evening as the Vermillion Tanagers take on the Chamberlain Cubs, as Jeremy Crow went down in that football game as well with an injury. He went down early in that game, was never seen throughout the rest of it. But should be a good night. Vermillion back in the playoff conversation. Chargers, here they come. And now, one into the center, back in. Vermillion just trying to clear it out. Chargers with their best chance, but can't put one into the back of the net. And here comes Vermillion the opposite way. Nice job by Taylor to keep the ball close to her body, fighting off a defender. Now we'll pull up, make the pass to the center. Not a strong enough pass there to get to Cleveland. Just had her head out of the game for a moment. And quickly the opposite way, the Chargers trying to use the pace along the sidelines so far this evening. But across the middle, cut out by Cleveland and quickly cleared up the halfway point, where the teams battle in possession. Here in the 46th minute of action. Or excuse me, 36th minute of action. See, my simple math got me in trouble that time. Vermillion just sends out the clearance. Chargers will reset as they try to find some space in the middle. A ball played over the top. Trying to get to it this time is Jasper. Jasper lays it off, but stolen away by Roovers, who just quickly clears it up. There is Warren, who takes her time for a moment. She's looking at something near the sideline and now tries to play it up. Took a deflection, stays inbounds. Quickly the opposite way come the Chargers. And now Chargers have really found some life here late in this first half. Trying to force the issue. And now we get an offsides call. I clearly missed that. I thought Vermillion had a few more back in defense there. I would say pull up the instant replay.
Hey, my roommate's locked out of the dorm right now.
I was saying, but Cole Large, our producer, is well invested into a text message at the moment.
My roommate's locked out of the dorm right now, and nobody else is in the room.
Well, tell him to go downstairs to the main lobby and get a spare key. They have those. I know how that goes in Coyote Village. They can get you a spare key pretty quickly. Just show your ID card, tell them where you live, and they'll let you back in. That's the answer. What'd you tell him?
He asked if anybody was in the room. I said, I'm not. I already left.
I won't be around for a while either. You're going to get some Doba after this, won't you?
I got leftover Dominoes from last night.
Oh, there you go. That's always a good option.
They're Parmesan bites or whatever they're called.
Oh, those are good.
Holy cow, I never had them before.
Oh, those are good.
Those were really good. I got a coupon in my email for like 75% off a pizza. So I got Parmesan bites and a pizza for like $10.
There you go.
I was pretty happy watching football last night.
You know, I was too. Of course, I absolutely hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, everybody does.
The Dallas Cowboys. But at the same time, I couldn't have the Giants win that for two different reasons. I didn't want them to be undefeated in the NFC, and more specifically, I just wanted my very own Philadelphia Eagles to be alone at first, not necessarily in the NFC, but more specifically in the NFC East. So to see the Giants lose last night, I was okay with it. It's the only time I will cheer for the Cowboys. But now my Eagles 3-0, I'm happy about that. Another high ball played over the top. Vermillion nervous moments once again as the Chargers trying to come with pressure. Again, just using the through ball and really bringing only 3 in attack, and those 3 attackers really have to find it through themselves as the midfield tries to catch up. The Dolphins 3-0. Who saw that coming?
Me.
And now a shot comes in. Cleveland bobbles it, and then a wide open goal missed for the Chargers. What a great opportunity there. Maybe not necessarily expecting the Chargers to see that wide open of a goal, as Tessa, the sophomore forward, had it right there in front of goal as Cleveland dropped it, and now goes right back to her on the clearance with the goal kick. Tessa trying to muscle her way through. But the best opportunity for either team goes begging for the Chargers, and we're still scoreless.
In a 0-0 game, you need to capitalize on that opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to get very many of those, I don't think.
Now, you can watch that back at home, and you can watch it from the stadium seats and just simply say, how do you miss that wide open of a shot? And ultimately, the answer is, Cole, as a person who has done it themselves, you never looked up to see where the goal was actually at. You assumed you knew where it was, and you just pulled the trigger. And that will always come back to just working through practice with the common saying of keep your eyes up. But of course, you doubt yourself. You want to dribble it. You want to make sure you can keep possession of it. And you do that by looking at your feet, not trusting necessarily your own abilities. And just an easy opportunity that goes wide for the Chargers. One that I know Tessa certainly won't be forgetting anytime soon. Those are the ones that you wake up in the middle of the night and start thinking about how you could have made an easy 1-0 game. Vermillion, a last-second opportunity. Shot goes popping up high, wide of the goal. And that is the end of the first half. Entertaining at times, both teams with opportunities, especially with the Chargers in the last 10 minutes. But in the end, neither one can put one in the back of the net. We're going to step aside, and our halftime is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV. There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out Team Apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers! Well, back here at the Veterans Sports Complex, as we're at halftime right now between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. I'm Heath Nimke along with producer Cole Larsch. It's great to have you along here on this Tuesday evening as a little bit of the breeze is starting to come more into the broadcast booth. Well, in that first half, looking back, some early opportunities for the Vermillion Tanagers, especially with Megan Brady within the first few minutes was able to get a free kick at the top of the 18-yard box from about 25 yards out. In the end, put it straight at the goalkeeper, but nervous moments throughout times as well as Vermillion was able to build a sustained attack for about a good 30 minutes of that first half before, in the last about 10 minutes or so, Sioux Falls Christian Chargers really started to bring in their pace along the far sidelines and started working in crosses. And then late in that first half, a wide open opportunity was put wide by Tessa for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. And that is how we find ourselves still scoreless between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Again, these two teams met up earlier this month to a 2-0 victory in Sioux Falls. But right now, Vermillion is trying to punch themselves a spot into the postseason. We'll talk more about that standings here in just a moment. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by our Vermillion Tanager sponsors, including First Bank and Trust. Enjoy the convenience of digital banking from anywhere, including fast and secure mobile and online options. Customized features let you streamline banking tasks across all platforms, even other financial institutions. Banking has never been easier. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by, of course, Live Ticket TV, your new home for all things Vermillion sports and coverage of area teams now in over 65 schools across the state. Live Ticket TV has your ticket to the game from the comfort of your home or on the road. Find complete coverage of your favorite team at Live Ticket TV and download the app today. And if you would like to advertise when it comes to Live Ticket TV, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Plus, you get to work with a local agent, which is me, Heath Nimke, right here in the area. Give us a call today, and we can set up a great advertising package for you. Tonight's broadcast is also brought to you by Kristen and Company out of Centerville. Along with producer Cole Larsh, I'm Heath Nimke. We're going to step aside once again here during halftime, and when we come back, it is the second half between the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and the Vermillion Tanagers, plus the Class 11A standings on the girls' side of soccer. That is all on the way here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
We're back here at Raleigh French Field as we get you set for the second half kickoff between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Both teams scoreless, both teams with opportunities, but neither one is able to find one in the back of the net. 40 minutes separates ourselves from either a winner and a loser in this one, or we simply finish things off as a draw, which would be key for the Vermillion Tanagers. When we talk about the Class 11A standings, of course, a lot to play for coming up on Thursday evening when the Vermillion Tanagers take on Dakota Valley. But looking at those standings, it's such a close race as it's less than 0.6, according to the seed points, that separates 4th from 7th. Again, the top 6 teams in Class 11A make it into the postseason. Vermillion right now at the 4th spot. Dakota Valley, number 5. St. Thomas More is number 6, and Groton Area is number 7. But again, less than 0.6 on the seed points separates 4th through 7th, whereas West Central is number 1, T area is number 2, and number 3 is the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers at 9-2-1 overall. And it's about 2.3 of a gap of seed points wise that separates Sioux Falls Christian from Vermillion. Now, Vermillion, of course, has really had kind of a lopsided season, if you will, 3-5-1 overall. In fact, the teams that are behind them have a better winning percentage, but due to the fact that Vermillion has played tougher competition, they have gotten the benefits and, of course, have found the main wins that they have needed to as well. All right, we are set and ready to go for the second half between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers on this Tuesday evening. Again, 40 minutes separates us from determining a winner for tonight, or if this one is going to end in a draw. So they give the signal for keepers ready. And we get the signal to play once again. We are underway with the second half here at Raleigh French Field inside the Veteran Sports Complex. The Chargers came in with a lot of press in the final 10 minutes of that first half. And they're going to see if they can't keep that going throughout this second half as well. And they're making quick work with some space in the middle. Vermillion defensively all gathered together, and the space is finally cut off. But a great early attempt of working it into the center. Vermillion defenders on top of each other. And again, Sioux Falls Christian wasn't necessarily throwing a lot of their own bodies within the box. Vermillion did look in control first half hour of this game before Chargers started grabbing some momentum. And now, a clearance deflection off the hip and back into the face. As player goes down that time, that was Jada, the defender, who took one to the face, but she got back up very, very quickly, all by her own kind of pass up that went off the hip there of Marissa Warren. Cole, those are going to be a little bit stinger to the face.
Yeah, I can't imagine those don't feel very good.
And sometimes they can cause a little bit of blood to come out of the nose, depending on where you get hit at. And if you weren't awake and alert, you certainly are now.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than that right there. And that's saying something for us guys when you could take a shot below the belt, too. I would still say getting hit in the face was more frustrating, even though both pains kind of lingered around for some time. Now Warren goes down to the ground, and she's still on the ground. It looks like it's just going to be a simple throw-in, as there's going to be no foul called there by the official. And now we are going to get a stoppage of play. This is the only time that we ever see a stoppage here in the game of soccer for high school level, is when it comes to injuries. Now the teams will gather together, as currently Warren, the freshman, is down right in front of the bench. Still have to make sure she is okay to play. You might be asking yourself, well, she's out, we can still continue on, but it's the same adage for all other sports. Just because she's taken the injury out of bounds doesn't mean can continue on until she has been checked out and cleared to be okay. She is okay. They will resume. 37-46 here in just a moment will go once again as this throw-in happens. That is when, or they do officially call it a foul. So the official gives the signal to play, and here is a high pass and a cross into the box. Great play there by Brady. Can't set that one up any better than what she just did. Janaea Cleveland wasn't able to quite get her head onto it, but a great opportunity in the early moments of this second half for the Vermillion Tanagers. So both teams have had a couple early opportunities, but you get that sense that we're going to see a goal here in this second half. Tired legs are going to play a little bit more of a factor, and the space will open up just a little bit more as well. See, we got to get you down there, Cole. Looks like we got a news team that's here, and they got their cameras right there on the track. We got to get you down there.
Sure, let's do it.
All right.
I don't know how you're going to connect it to the...
Oh, I got my ways.
All right.
I got my ways. Got $15,000 by any chance?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we're going to need that.
Well,
if you want those ways to happen.
I just spent that on a year of college, so...
Good Lord, $15,000. How much coyote cash? How many meals you get in the...
Just the basic 70 meals, $1,000 spending. Just the basic. I think for me, after scholarships, it was 10.
What's your go-to meal in the muck? In the basic cafeteria. Not talking about like the places to go eat like Doba and Chick-fil-A. But just basic cafeteria. What's your go-to, like, I'm going to have lunch, this is what I'm going to have. Janaea Cleveland pokes one through, but way too far in front. Never had a chance to catch up with it.
Well, usually it changes every time I'm there, so usually it's just whatever they got.
Well, do they still just have like the plain, like, cheeseburger station?
No, they actually switched companies this year.
Oh.
So now it's...
Like it is something different than every day.
It is different.
Oh. They used to have just like a chicken sandwich cheeseburger station. You could just make yourself a basic cheeseburger every single day. I'll tell you what, that was killer. Give myself about 10 chocolate chip cookies. Pfft, we were set up for afternoon classes.
Oh, yeah. Usually I have just breakfast in the cafeteria because my classes run through the lunch cafeteria hours, so I never get a chance to stop in there, but their breakfast is really good too.
Yep. Now we did that for 1 year, and then after that, well, we had a personal chef in my fraternity house that made us breakfast, lunch, and supper. And now another through ball, good opportunity, but still Vermillion can't quite run onto it. Have to kind of make that a note to see that Ashley, the goalkeeper, is playing up for the Chargers. And played just off the 18-yard box. But here come the Chargers now with a great opportunity. Cleveland doesn't come out, but gets the strong left-footed stop. Great play there by Cleveland. Comes in once again. And right there is the play of the game by Cleveland, as she didn't come out, but closed down the space enough and waited for the shot, able to put her left foot out in front and quickly stop the opportunity for the Chargers. A wide open spot. And again, Cole, you look back at that first half opportunity missed in front of net, and now attacker versus the goalkeeper. You have to have it there.
Yeah, but for the second one, you really can't do anything other than congratulate the goalkeeper on what a save, because that was a nice little poke, just sticking her leg out there to barely save that one as it's about to go past.
And a nice job as well by Cleveland. Another kind of insider's track there. If you don't necessarily realize it, the more you come out as a goalkeeper, the more you eliminate the space that attacker is able to see. And also that space they're able to take a shot by getting it by the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper waits just in goal. The space only widens for an attacker of where they can place it. But if you come out as the goalkeeper, you make them take the shot sooner, that space is eliminated. Much easier to put one in the back of the net from 4 yards away than it is from 14 yards away. So a nice job there by Cleveland to come up with a big save. Vermillion now trying to, again, find something through the through ball. This time, nothing working. Now spending a little bit more time in the back of the net as well. Ashley Van Driesen, the junior goalkeeper. Scoreless yet as we approach the 50th minute between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Again, Vermillion trying to really better themselves in a spot in the postseason, whereas the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers trying to just kind of lock up that number 3 spot and have home field advantage. Ball that goes out of bounds. But the concession stands that starting to throw even more shade. Of course, the broadcast booth has thrown plenty of shade towards the middle there. And now, a pass as Vermillion switches sides, but certainly wasn't necessarily a pass there. But in the end, it worked out. Vermillion along the far side. Knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by Brady. Be Charger ball. Scoreless 0-0. And now, they're saying, yep, get rid of that ball. Indication of it's flat and no longer can use it. Well, get rid of that ball. Cool, as guys would do it, we just boot it across the fence and know that we have to go pick it up later.
I don't know why you'd do that. Seems
it was just
seems like a waste of time.
At the time, it was fun to just boot the ball as hard as you could, get rid of it. Yeah, after the game, it didn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense for me to go walk and pick it up. Chargers have it right now in the back third. They try to clear something up and mishandle there. And Chargers now are going to bring something forward as a throw-in goes right to Cleveland, but it's given right back to the Chargers as Vermillion now having some miscommunication and just can't play some simple opportunities. Chargers now going to switch out who's going to throw it in here as they try to come once again. Trying to find some space inside the center, but play back to the near sideline. Cross that takes the deflection off the back of Chauncey. Now Warren, Brady going to use some space. It's a 2-on-4. Brady gets by 1. Now with 2-on-3. Brady needs to look up as she gets by their defender. Still Brady. She brings it to the middle. Warren plays herself off sides. And then the through ball goes all the way through. But Warren just kept on attacking through the center as you'd like to do, but eventually put herself off sides and eliminated the pass from Brady. And now Vermillion, miscommunication in their back line. Chargers can't do anything with it. Quick clearance by Vermillion. So another good opportunity, Cole. Another one that goes absolutely nowhere for the Tanagers. We remain scoreless. Now into the 53rd minute of action between the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers and the Vermillion Tanagers. Ball played, and this one will go out of bounds. Of course, the Vermillion boys have done well so far this season. Vermillion, they have a chance at trying to claim a state title. Be following them throughout their postseason action right here on Live Ticket TV, just the same as the girls as well. Of course, then we'll wrap up kind of our fall sports season with plenty of volleyball remaining yet on the schedule. And also football as well, as those two sports really go into late October before they start hitting the postseason. Vermillion once again trying to find some space along the near sideline. Keeping it inbounds. This time was Doan, but has it stolen away. Chargers, though, still in their back half. Play just beyond Cleveland. See, switches side of play. Here comes Vermillion with numbers. Played to Brady. Brady trying to go back to the far side. Brady inside the 18-yard box will let one fly. Good idea there. But strong hands there by Ashley Van Driesen, the goalkeeper, to hold on to this one. So Vermillion continues their press. And now a ball that takes a bounce, and quickly running on top of it is McCulley. She gets by Cleveland and puts it in the back of the net. The counter attack off the clearance of Van Driesen. Bounces over the heads of the Vermillion defense. And Alexandra McCulley has her 15th goal of the season and a 1-0 victory, or excuse me, 1-0 lead for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Yes. It was off the goal lead. That's how it all got started, with a good attempt by Brady. And just quickly the opposite way went the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. And sometimes that's what it takes. Call that a goal against the run of play, as Vermillion now has it once again in the middle with Brady. Still Brady. She brings it back towards the center. Has some space. Lets it go. Good opportunity there. But this one just wide. And it will be a goal kick. Well, a good goal for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, but Vermillion certainly plenty of time to get right back into it. And the way they have played so far, you do feel like there are more goals to come. I'd be surprised if this one does end 1-0. And with Vermillion now trailing, the press is on even more. At this point in the season, nothing to lose when it comes to goal differential. Now, a quick steal away by Vermillion. So they have it once again in the attacking half. Played over to Doan along the near side, but it goes out of bounds. Throw in. Or no, they're going to come back and say a foul called against the Chargers. So Vermillion will have a free kick opportunity. Kind of the same spot we saw earlier in this half, where Brady was able to play one in nicely this time. She wants to have it herself. An attempt at goal. Goes well wide. And we'll see another substitution. As Rivers is back in. And Doan is out for Vermillion. Again, 1-0. Now on the goal from the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers as they lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers, but another quick giveaway. It's Rivers. She plays it into the middle. Takes deflection, still with Vermillion inside the 18-yard box. In once again. Ball bottled around. Top of the 18-yard box. It's Vermillion trying to throw something in front, but a couple key deflections defensively. Then a tangle of legs, and it will be a free kick. Great job, as she is now hands on her knees here defensively for Mariah Harrison, as she got in the way of two different opportunities for the Vermillion Tanagers. Not quite for sure if she's just hurt or if she just needs a breath there. Again, not one but two different opportunities for Vermillion as they try to throw something in front of goal. And Harrison was there to stop it each time. But again, Vermillion now trailing 1-0 is really starting to force the issue even more with the attack and with the press. They've certainly had a lot more opportunities than Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Here they come once again, attacking with force. Vermillion along the far sideline, but giving up quickly. Chargers try to play it out of their own half. They're going to use the far sideline, and it will go out of bounds, pushed out by Vermillion. Cole Larsh going to have himself some dominoes after this one is over.
Yes.
What was the dominoes order last night?
I thought I already told you.
You didn't tell me the type of pizza, though.
Oh, pepperoni. I think.
Pepperoni?
Might have been the ultimate pepperoni. I don't know. They got some new thing called ultimate pepperoni that...
Was that just more pepperoni on it?
Yeah, double pepperoni. That's about it, yeah.
Okay. Does pineapple belong on a pizza, Cole?
If you want it to.
If you want it, well, does it? Does Cole put pineapple on his pizza?
No, I did not. I don't care for pineapple, but if you like pineapple on your pizza, cool. Good for you.
You know what? You just went with the coach's cliche answer of just like trying to be as uncontroversial as you possibly can be. And now another good opportunity. This one goes drifting over the bar there for Ava Schock, the junior midfielder. I would certainly say that pineapple deserves to be on pizza.
Yeah, cool. Ow!
That's the camera there.
I've done that twice now. I've punched the tripod twice.
Now the question is, when it comes to pizza with pineapple, it usually comes with pineapple and Canadian bacon, right? What kind of pizza is that called? I feel a lot of people call it Hawaiian pizza, which I feel like that's the proper name for it.
I think that's how you see it most times on a menu. Ham and pineapple is usually a Canadian, or not Canadian, Hawaiian pizza.
And maybe it's small town Iowa, but I always grew up called it sweet swine pizza. I think that's got to be a small town Iowa thing.
I definitely think it's small town Iowa thing.
And I don't mind the Hawaiian name. I'm not saying sweet swine is the correct answer here. I'm just saying. Can get back into food here in just a moment. I have another thing that will make a lot of people mad. Brady tries an attempt once again. This one goes in for a goal kick. All right. I want to make sure I can say this correctly because I'm going to say it wrong. Sloppy Joes. What is a Sloppy Joe and what is it called?
Just a bunch of meat mixed with some stuff. I don't know.
Now, is it called a Sloppy Joe? Is it called a tavern? Or as I like to call it, it's called a Maid-Rite.
A what?
See, and everyone always questions me when I say a Maid-Rite. And that's how I've always called it. And of course, there's the brand that makes the sauce for it is called Maid-Rite. There used to be, and I believe there still is, a fast food company or fast food chain that is called Maid-Rite. So I'm not making this up, but when I say Maid-Rite, people look at me as though I'm on some type of drugs.
I think that name was made wrong. That's what I think. I've never heard of that before.
You've never heard of that before. See?
No.
And I get myself in trouble by saying that. Growing up my entire life, it's called Maid-Rite. Otherwise, Sloppy Joe's, I don't like the name Tavern. I don't think that really... I don't understand the name Tavern.
No, we usually call them either Sloppy Joes or barbecues. Not sure why we ever called them barbecues, but...
Yeah, and you guys think I'm silly for calling it a Maid-Rite.
Usually it was Sloppy Joe.
Okay, we can agree on Sloppy Joe. But Google that, by the way. Maid-Rite is a fast food chain. Yeah. Is it just in Iowa? It might be. It might be just in Iowa. Like I said, maybe I'm making some of this stuff up. And I know last time I knew there weren't a whole lot of them left. Vermillion continues their press.
How do you spell it?
Maidrite. We're going to get our producer Cole Larsh on it.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
See?
a loose meat restaurant company is what it's called.
Yes.
It is literally only in Iowa.
Is it only in Iowa? Okay, no wonder. Now everything makes a whole lot more sense to me in life. See, it used to be over in Eastern Iowa. There was a restaurant back in like the area I grew up for just a few years before that shut down. And I remember there one used to be in one of the malls in Des Moines, and I don't even know now if there even exist anymore. But from there, I've always called it Maid-Rite. By the way, their Maid-Rites were not made right. Going off that cliche, they weren't actually. No wonder they didn't last too long.
There's a bunch of them in malls. Yeah, Iowa. Yeah, they're all in Iowa.
Okay. Well, I guess that ends that debate. Now you guys can look at me crazy. What? I don't know. Maybe because RIGHT is copyrighted? Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. They were established in 1926, though, so...
Are they still around, Cole? Can you give me this much here? Now I'm invested into this Maid-Rite company.
Well, it says there's like 20 locations on their website.
Oh, I think I'm going to go invest in Maid-Rite tonight. 1-0. Sioux Falls Christian leads it over the Vermillion Tanagers. You never know what you're going to find here at Veterans Sports Complex. And the weird food dishes.
Yeah, there's exactly 20.
Okay. Where is the nearest one
Oh, well.
that's closest to us? I feel like we need to make a trip to Maid-Rite. There can't be one close.
Oh, there's one in Minnesota, too.
Oh, boy.
Way up north, though.
Chargers. Trying to find some space once again along this near sideline. Cut out by Janea Cleveland. Goes out of bounds. So Chargers.
Missouri, too. The closest one is in Des Moines.
Okay, well, that's a 4-hour plus trip. We're not going to make that anytime soon.
Well, we're making a 6-hour trip to Bellefouche, I
That
guess.
is true. And at least we have somewhere to stay in Des Moines. So,
We do?
yeah, from Iowa. I know plenty of people in Des Moines. We're going to be okay.
Oh, I guess I got a whole branch of family down in Iowa.
Well, see? I guess we're making a trip to Maid-Rite.
We always call them the crazy cousins, though. So-
Well, clearly we have found out why tonight.
Yeah.
Vermillion coming once again with more of this attack, trailing 1-0. Brady gets knocked down once again. Nothing called there by the official. And this one, a good attempt, but Roovers isn't quite able to catch up to it. Now, okay, if we're going off of crazy restaurant names and crazy restaurant food, Nebraska, Runza.
Runza?
I will tell you what, every time there is a chance to get some Runza, you know I am for sure getting some Runza.
I don't have a good experience with Runza.
Oh.
I think it's because, well, my dad and I were at a Nebraska football game. Just the two of us, I think, for whatever reason. And it was a really hot day that day. Like, really hot. And the only food that ever came by were these Runzas. So we're like, okay, let's try them. Well, then we let them sit there for 20 minutes probably in the heat. And took a couple bites and we're like, this is disgusting.
Very soggy, yeah, if you let it just sit there. Absolutely.
But then I think we went up there a couple years later and had one and had it right away, and it was much better.
Yes. Runza is delicious.
I will say Valentino's Pizza is my #1 choice at Husker games.
It's been a long time since I've been to a Husker game.
Well, I might know a guy with tickets.
Might have to take him up on that. Ball, did that ever go out?
Sure it did.
I don't think the way I saw it, now granted I'm wearing sunglasses, that looked like it stayed on the red line the entire time. Nonetheless, they're going to give a corner to the Vermillion Tanagers. Now, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the first corner that we have seen of the game? First corner for either team. So Vermillion with an opportunity. It's got about 14 minutes left to play. Sioux Falls Christian leading it 1-0. Vermillion swings girls in. Van Driessen gets a couple gloves onto it, deflects it away, and the clearance by the Chargers. But here comes Vermillion once again with a throw-in. Taylor pops up one in the air. It's bobbled for a moment by Van Driessen before she's able to pick it up, and that's another opportunity missed for Vermillion. You always have to pressure the goalkeeper and expect them to not be able to grab the ball for that type of opportunity right there. Cole, those are going to be some of the easiest goals that you find as an attacker is when it's dropped by the goalkeeper. They are absolutely helpless. And by that moment, you are usually in front of goal that you can put one easily into the back of the net. Well, the broadcast booth has casted its full shadow across Raleigh French Field. It's just past 6:30 in the evening. Getting more soccer coming up. Soccer, volleyball on Thursday. As Vermillion girls right back here at home taking on Dakota Valley. That game set to start at 5 o'clock. Cole and I will quickly tear down. We'll have volleyball for you right after as Vermillion will be taking on AA, the Yankton Gazelles. And now another opportunity. This one goes high and over for Schock, who's had a few different chances tonight. Of course, Cole, what does Yankton High School have when it comes to their nicknames that really nobody else does in the state of South Dakota.
2 mascots.
2
Bucks
mascots?
and the Gazelles.
That's right. 2 different nicknames. Now, people would probably argue on that because a lot of teams would go by the lady in front, the Lady Titans, or whatnot. But yeah, Yankton Bucks, Yankton Gazelles.
They used to do that for Mount Vernon back in the day. They were the Mustangs and the Phillies. We might even still have a couple buses with home of the Mustangs on one side and home of the Phillies on the other.
Sure. And get to the AA level. Watch for the buses. If it says Gazelles and Bucks, then the girls are traveling. If it says Bucks and Gazelles, the boys are traveling. And they got a whole bunch of different charter buses. Last time I knew they had like 4 or 5 charter buses.
And Mount Vernon's using school buses from
right?
the 90s, back when they were still the Mustangs and the Phillies.
I
Maybe not the 90s, probably early 2000s.
I will tell you what, when I was in high school, we got the opportunity every once in a great while when it came to football. If we had to make a far, far, far trip, we got to use a charter bus. And you thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Here come the Chargers once again. No clearance by Vermillion, and now, played out in front, Vermillion finally clears it out. Chargers, once again, try to throw something in front. They continue to bring the press, and now Hoover steals it away, but going off my statement there, charter bus every once in a blue moon, I think twice in my 4 years in high school. Otherwise, it was nothing but the big old yellow bus coming through.
We'll say MVP is now invested in a charter bus.
Oh.
So now they have one for all away games. And that was the best thing ever, the first game with that.
Yeah. You thought you were pretty cool at that time.
Yeah.
And now, a plethora of substitutions oncoming for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, as it does have a mixture of attackers and defenders that are in. Bill, you want to know something's going to put you in a happy mood? I feel like that hot dog has your name written all over it as John makes his way up here. What is for supper tonight? Well, a hot dog's going to be added on that as we now approach the 71st minute. Another opportunity for the Chargers, but a save right to Cleveland. Now, the question is, why do you only bring 1 hot dog? We're all going to share this now? I feel like we have to yell at John here. He did give me a water earlier, so no complaints from me at least. That I always feel bad. John always gives me a water, and then, as we famously know, I've taken about 2 sips from it, and then I'm just going to let it sit there. So
Yeah, usually I end up drinking it when
you
we're
do.
packing everything up.
Yeah, you usually end up drinking my waters. Another opportunity upcoming for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers if they can find some space. But knocked out of bounds along the near sideline. We've really had the food cravings here tonight.
Yeah.
Hot dogs, discovered maid rights, and talked about some good runza. Talked about Cole's Domino's order so far.
Yep.
All right, new plan. We got to eat before we come to these games. Cole, you better eat before Thursday evening.
Well, that's my plan. It's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a very long night. You might want to bring some snacks in here as well. Right in the center, Chargers with a shot that goes through, but into the hands of Cleveland. Low on the ground. Well, Vermillion really needs to put something together here. Has time ticking away. So we're now in the 73rd minute. Vermillion still trailing 1-0. Again, they lost 2-0 to Sioux Falls in Sioux Falls earlier this month. And with playoff implications high right now, Vermillion needs something late. Warren will check back into the game. I will say that hot dog smells absolutely delicious right now as well. Throw in on the near sideline. Is that who's on the grill tonight? Is Huska? Look at Jason getting in his work for the evening. He's always working hard, though, right? Now, ball played out of bounds. Here comes Vermillion once again. We'll see if they start bringing even more up in attack as right now Coach Shannon starting to switch out attackers for defenders. Or no, Warren's going to come back and play a defender role now, but Vermillion defense is starting to play up more and more. Vermillion trying to find some space in between, and now we're going to get a dead ball and a foul call that will go against the Chargers. I missed what the call was. I wonder if it was more of like a handball. Was it pushing and shoving? Okay. Oh, look at this. John heard us. He's got more hot dogs on the way. Brady will have it from about 23 yards out. She's going to take the shot herself. Give it to Cole. Give it to Cole.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, I got Snickers. Heck yeah. Take that. All right, here. Cole, I will let you have your day in the sun. I will mute the mic and you can go ahead and get your hot dog in. Not that we don't want to hear you crunching on that, but... Ooh, trying to get a clearance out. Taylor right there in the way. She continues to play tough as she wants to get it back in the attacking half for the Vermillion Tanagers. Couple of arm pushing. Vermillion still has it now with Taylor trying to muscle her way into the 18-yard box. Somehow still comes up with it. Now will make the cross into the center, but Brady off the back of her head sends it wide and out for a goal kick. Great anticipation, but got her head just a little too low. Skirts off the back of it and out for a goal kick. Another good opportunity for the Vermillion Tanagers. And now another no. Official just blowing the whistle to tell them to march on. Now under 6 minutes remaining. Vermillion trying to tie it up here. 1-0 lead against a run of play for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. All off of a shot by Brady. A clearance by the goalkeeper. Couple bounces over the defenders for Vermillion. And the rest was history as Alexandria got her 15th goal of the season for the halfway mark. And we do have a little bit of stoppage in play as taking a shot, it looks like, to the face this time. And holding her nose right now is Maddie Yerke, the freshman defender. She was holding her nose at one moment. Looks like she's okay now. Can't quite tell. She kind of cups her hand back up to her face. Vermillion will now make that substitution with Carly Johnson, who is back in. We do have a stoppage of clock. It should be at 5:11. We'll get that corrected here in just a moment. Oh, we did get that right. Okay. You were on it. Eating the hot dog and making sure time was corrected. Back underway as again Vermillion tries to get something going. Cleveland with a great cross. An opportunity out in front. Vermillion once again. The space is cut off nicely by the Charger defense. But Vermillion will have a throw-in. Oh, misplay there by Vermillion. It'll be a Charger throw-in. If there's ever a question on who should be throwing it in, who when it went off of it last, make the official make the call. Always grab for the ball. Always say it's yours and let the official say it's not. Here comes though Vermillion. Still with the ball in the attacking half for Sioux Falls Christian. They just need to clear it out. They get it up across the halfway mark for just a moment. Ball bottling around at the halfway mark. Center field. Chargers now will just send it up. Space in the middle is quickly cut off by Vermillion, but the Chargers have it back once again, but stolen away by Brady. Brady carrying up herself. Brady going to attack a few more defenders as she uses space along the far sideline. Outruns a couple more. Still Brady. Makes the cross in, takes the deflection. It's bobbled for a moment. And Taylor Roovers can't get there, but a great play by Megan Brady as she brought it all the way along the far sideline, but couldn't quite finish it off. A clearance by the goalkeeper here. Here comes Vermillion once again. As right now, Sioux Falls Christian really starting to play more and more back in defense, really leaving just kind of one just placed in the center for the counterattack. And for Sioux Falls Christian, that's what you really need to do, is start sending it just up, make Cleveland, the goalkeeper, come out and play at the top of the 18-yard box. And just try to waste some time with 3:09 remaining in this game. Is it going to end 1-0? And does Vermillion have a late opportunity and a late chance to score? Brady trying to get the pass over to the far side. Controlled by Johnson for a moment. A little bit of pushing and shoving. No foul call as Johnson hits the ground, but is going to fight for it back, goes out of bounds. It will be Sioux Falls Christian ball. Far sideline with the throw-in. Into the middle. Vermillion gets it back with Cleveland, who has herself a little bit of space. Makes the pass to Doan. Tries to get the through ball to Taylor. Taylor has to come out, the cross in, but goes right to Van Driesen, the goalkeeper. For Van Driesen, just the high boot played on by the Chargers. Nobody there. And quickly back the opposite way. Here come Vermillion once again in attack. And now they want to get the through ball once again. Good idea, but well too far out in front. If you think about it, Ashley Van Driesen could even drop the ball if she wanted to and dribble a little bit more herself before she had to clear it, try to work that time for the Chargers, who are just trying to hold on to this 1-0 victory. Here comes Vermillion once again with Taylor along the near side. Has it knocked out of bounds. They do say it was last off of Vermillion. So it'll be Sioux Falls Christian Chargers with the throw-in as they chase down the ball. Under 90 seconds remain. Here comes Sioux Falls Christian. Another throw-in goes off of Warren. Still with the Chargers. They throw it into the attacking half. Goes to Tessa. Tessa has it along the near sideline. She's just going to throw something into the middle there. Goes right to Cleveland. And here comes Vermillion with 60 seconds. They need to hurry. The quick clearance by Cleveland, but it goes right to Schock, but given right back up to Janaea Cleveland. Now up to Taylor. Taylor wants the through ball, but way too heavy of a touch. The 7th grader has to know something has to build. Can't keep looking for the through ball with the Chargers back defensively. Vermillion with 33 seconds. Could be their last chance. Cleared out quickly by the Chargers, but here comes Vermillion once again. Along the far sideline, trying to find some space. Johnson, far sideline with 17 seconds. Now to Brady with a battle with Harrison over in the corner. Brady has to get it out. Now to Johnson with 8 seconds. Chargers, though, get the ball and have a chance at clearing. Along the far sideline, the Chargers come up, and they're going to be able to dribble this one out. And the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers find themselves a victory here in Vermillion tonight by the score of 1-0. Against the run of play, it was a counter-attack goal from the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, coming by the way of Alexandria McCulley, the senior forward who found just a little bit of space after a couple hops over the Vermillion defense, able to put in the back of the net, and a victory for Sioux Falls Christian as they now improve to 10-2-1 on their season, whereas the Vermillion Tanagers, they now drop to 3-6-1, and the playoffs become even more relevant of where they will find themselves at. Our next action here on Live Ticket TV comes up on Thursday evening as we're right back here at Veteran Sports Complex for more Vermillion girls soccer as they take on the Dakota Valley Panthers. Then at 7 o'clock, we'll have volleyball for you inside the Vermillion High School gym, and we wrap it up all this Friday evening with high school football in Chamberlain. Until Thursday at 5 o'clock, I'm Heath Nimke. For our producer, Cole Larsch, You've been listening to Vermillion Girls Soccer on Live Ticket TV. Your final score, once again, 1-0 for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. Until Thursday, have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.